As a business owner with ADHD, I'm becoming particularly aware of those businesses and brands who are screaming about being inclusive but aren't doing the utmost in order to actually get there. One of the easiest segments of the market to do this that I think some brands, mainly small businesses, are falling flat on is those who are selling products to customers. And IKEA, I'm coming for you with this one, because although I know you've got a lot of furniture that is flat pack and that would be a massive investment, a QR code on those flimsy paper instructions going straight to a video will do so much for your customers. I cannot believe it's not something you're already implementing. And this is the crazy thing. Serving your neurodiverse community using video content to make your products more accessible also benefits your wider community as well. It is seriously a win-win. The obvious type of video content for your product is the how-tos, your installations, the how it works, the how to set it up, how to install. Very easy, very simple, like they don't have to go hard. It just has to be a step-by-step process. And this will help so much. It helps with your customer service, it helps with your brand awareness, it helps with your brand image, you're answering questions before they're asked. The other way I really like, and usually it comes from user-generated content, is take a bag, for example. It's a work bag. It might be a hefty investment that a professional corporate girly wants to buy. It might be like real leather, it needs to be a good size. They're gonna carry it to the office at least once a week because of remote work. They'll use it religiously, but they want to know how much they can fit in this bag. So customer review comes in and it is literally someone packing the bag and going, this is how much I fit in it. They might weigh it and be like, this is how heavy it will be. Images on a website can be misleading, even with dimensions. Unless you've gone and like measured everything you want to put in your bag, they're not necessarily the best way to show the size of a product. So this is a fantastic way to answer those like odd questions almost, is to show it how it's going to be used day to day, like how you expect it to be being used. Make it realistic, make it relevant to your market, because then you're not only being inclusive, but you're also answering questions that probably a lot of your customers already had. And you can do this kind of content for any kind of product. Something that really annoys me is product description on duvet covers that doesn't say whether the fastening is a popper or a button. I need buttons. Poppers annoy the hell out of me. I'm quite a wriggler. Knowing what the fastening is online is really important to me. And also when you're in a shop, you don't necessarily want to open the packaging in order to see what it is. It's these details that might be shown in a video that often get skipped over in your copy and in your photos. Something a lot of the neurodivergent community deal with is overstimulation from touch, sound, general sensitivities to things. And you could twin this with almost ASMR by doing touch, feel, look. Like do the rustling of the fabric together, see how like the hand glides over it. Because although the person themselves can't physically touch it, having that, even that interaction through a lens and with good audio is going to get a lot more across than just your standard images will. The amount of times I've been duped by looking at some bedding and thinking it'll be really lush and it's just scratchy and it makes me miserable. Even with the fabric content, like what the fabric is, that doesn't necessarily always get that feel across. And this kind of touch, feel, interaction content can work really well with not only like your homeware, duvet sets, pillows, but also with clothing. Knowing how a piece of clothing will look on several different body sizes is also very important. But knowing how like sleeves will rub against the body of a shirt, for example, could be really important to someone who is neurodivergent. For my online only sellers, I do think this is worth looking into, at least for maybe your best sellers and then your worst sellers, because potentially part of the issue is you're not getting enough information across to solidify the reason to buy. I'm not saying do it for your whole catalogue, because if you are on a shoestring budget, it might hurt your wallet, but I definitely think it's worth looking into. And even if you can start off by doing it yourself, there's a lot you can do by yourself now regarding your video content. But it will be a good way to serve your customer base who can't come and fiddle in person. For our bigger retailers who are brick and mortar and online, it's still worth doing, particularly for those items that don't sell well in store. It might be worth doing a bit more, making them a bit flashier online to try and get those additional sales through and at least get them out the door if nothing else. But utilizing video content in this way, where it's not necessarily marketing, but its purpose is to benefit your customers, I believe that if you utilize this kind of video content, you're going to build that trust with your customers, and they should reward you with their loyalty in doing so. I know if I saw something that really benefited me from a brand and I really saw the care they put into it, I'd be much more willing to spend with them than someone who's done like a botched job, or I feel like is saying they're inclusive but aren't actually doing the things to make it so. And again, this content not only will help you serve a neurodiverse community, but it still will benefit your wider market as well. So you're not losing anything by doing it either. I also think that this kind of content can be really fun to do if you really put your personality and the brand's personality behind it. You can make it quite quirky, and I love that. And I think if you can smush your brand into every avenue possible, it can't hurt. So if you have any questions on how to make your products more inclusive with the use of video, put them in the comments and I will get back to you, or I'll make a video about it, either or, and I will see you in the next one.